This afternoon, we're proudly announcing historic steps to protect the First Amendment right to pray in public schools. So you have the right to pray, and that's a very important and powerful right. There's nothing more important than that, I would say. Right to pray in public schools. So you have the right to pray, and that's a very important and powerful right. There's nothing more important than that, I would say. We're joined by the Secretary of Education, Betsy DeVos, Deputy Attorney General Jeffrey Rosen, and students and advocates from across America. And advocates they were. They've been calling and writing by the thousands, and you're representing that large group of people.
So, me and a group of students from my school wanted to pray for a former classmate's brother who had got hurt in an accident. After the prayer, our principal told us, "Don't do that again." So the next day, parents had called and complained. He told us that we could pray, but he said we had to hide in the gym or behind a curtain or somewhere away from everyone else. And I know that if this can happen in a small town in Texas, it can happen anywhere across America. And that's not right. No one should feel ashamed of their faith, especially in school or anywhere.
Well, what ultimately happened? How was that resolved?
So we got with First Liberty. They've been amazing. They supported us the whole way.
My ashes on my forehead, and all the kids in the classroom was like, "Is that dirt on your forehead?" Because they don't know, because I'm Catholic and they were all Mormon. So, because I was like, I was like the only Catholic in that school. So then the teacher came up and like, "It's unacceptable. Wipe it off." And I told her 4 times, and she didn't listen. And she made me wipe it off in front of all the kids.
Wow.
My story, so thank you, Mr. President.
Well, it's not going to be happening anymore, okay?
Thank you, Mr. President.
All right.
Thank you for your leadership, your courage, and your friendship to people of faith, especially our nation's children. Too many misinterpret a separation of church and state as an invitation for government to separate people from their faith. In reality, our Constitution doesn't exist to protect us from religion. It exists to protect religion from government. The First Amendment affirms our free exercise of religion, and we don't forfeit that first freedom to anyone or in any place, especially in public schools. After all, it's been noted that as long as there are final exams in schools, there will always be prayer in schools. But thanks to your leadership, Mr. President, today we remind schools of the law with respect to religious expression, something that hasn't been done in more than 15 years.
The students started to write swastikas on my belongings, on my arms. I was pushed and shoved in the hallway. They even went so far as to take my face and put it on Anthony's body. And it was sent around to 3 different schools.
I pray 5 times a day, and I had to pray at lunch. And I would bring the hijab to cover my hair, and kids would make fun of me, harass me, and attack me. And I would tell the principal, and the principal actually blamed everything on me. At the end, me and my mom complained so many times, and I didn't have a good education at the end. So, yeah, everything was blamed on me.
But we're going to take care of them, right?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think sometimes people don't appreciate that there are many, many Americans who feel called to pray during the day, and our First Amendment to our Constitution protects that. And sometimes I think there's a confusion about this issue as to whether it's trying to force people to pray who don't want to. But that's not what this is about. This is about protecting the rights of those who do to have the liberty to do that on school grounds. And that is protected by the First Amendment.
We have the greatest economy in the history of our country. We have the highest job numbers today. It was just announced. We have more people working in the United States than ever before in the history of our country, almost 160 million people.